I am more of myself when I'm creating content. I did my electrical practicals at Kosimamburu prison. First day, I was terrified. I think for the first week, I couldn't sleep. Nikilora orange uniform. I was doing the practicals with the prisoners, and some of them are qualified electricians, so they were teaching me the work. That it's okay to be different. My grandmother is one person that will affirm you that
every day show up as if it's your last day on earth. Hello and welcome back to Mindfulness Beyond the Mind podcast. I am your host, Keneilwe Maake, and thank you for always tuning in, always coming back as we journey together to try and find balance in life, holding space for each other for growth, healing, self-awareness, and transformation. On today's episode, I am joined by the most gorgeous, and I mean really gorgeous, Lebitso la gagwe ke Reneilwe Mosetsana, and she's here to journey with us as we hold space for being a people pleaser and how did you find purpose coming out of that. I think today's episode is one where many of us will identify with it because we grow up in a society where if you're not liked by many people, we tend to identify it as something is wrong, but we don't really get to the root bottom to say you cannot please everyone. Some people will generally not like you, and that is okay because you are your own being and you are allowed not to be liked by everybody. So Reneilwe, welcome back to Mindfulness Beyond the Mind. I know I am saying welcome back, but welcome to Mindfulness Beyond the Mind, and thank you for tuning in, and thank you for allowing me the time to sit with you like this.
Thank you so much for inviting me, and yeah, thank you.
How are you feeling? Let me ask that. How are you feeling?
Nervous, excited. Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll deal with the nerves and get it out of the way. I do have icebreakers before we get in. Let's hope that the icebreakers are going to let you settle in and, get into the flow, and let's have a conversation. More than anything, all of my guests, I always say to them, I would love to have a conversation with you. I know there's something for you to give and for something for me to learn from the conversation. So my icebreakers are generally linking into your journey.
Okay.
Since we're talking about people pleasing, what was that one moment where you realized, no man, I think I'm always saying yes, even when I don't have to?
Growing up, I've always wanted to be seen as a good child or a good student, or like batho bang rate. And I remember this one particular instant, a family member wanted me to accompany them somewhere for the weekend. And I've already made plans, you know what, Saturday, ra kopana.
Yeah.
But Saturday morning, let's go this way, what? Ka dumela. I said yes, and to me, I said yes, then I cancelled on my friends. And looking back now, I realized that constantly saying yes when I wanted to say no took a toll on my mental health and my emotional well-being. And I started being resentful. I started feeling trapped by those people.
Yeah.
And I think I was 22 when I realized, oh no man, this is not the life that I want for myself. I need to do better for myself, because one day ke tlo ba mme. And I wanted those kind of traits. Her mama is a people pleaser. I must do better. I must be a better example for my child.
Your child. Oh, amazing. And I think as a child, we normally think saying no to our elders, it's seen as it's a form of disrespect. You are afraid to say no because you don't want them to think as they would normally say. So yeah, I applaud you for actually connecting the dots to say, I need to pause and take a back step and relook at everything. If you could describe yourself in 2 words from where you were to where you are now, what would those words be?
A work in progress.
Work in progress. And why work in progress?
Because I'm still working on myself. I'm still working on my traits, and I'm still on the developing phase.
Amazing. Love that for you. Keep on working on yourself. We never stop. I don't think we ever get to a point where you say, I'm a finished product now. I'm no longer working on myself. So continue working on yourself.
Unless you're dead.
Unless you're dead, yes. They say there's life after death. So maybe when you get to the other side, you're still working on yourself, but according to the to how Mudimo would generally, or the life that we would live on the other side. So, and then lastly, we're talking about purpose. Then what does purpose really mean to you in the season that you are right now?
Serving others, connecting people, and having meaningful relationships.
I love that. Serving others, connecting people, and having meaningful relationships. I think that speaks to Mosetsana Wa Botswana creation and the events that you curate, but we'll speak about that later. So let's pause that. Serving people, connecting.
Serving others,
Okay.
connecting people,
And having meaningful relationships. Let's pause it for now. We'll speak about it as we continue. So, right, let's get into the conversation. I think that helped you a bit to release the nerves next.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I love to know about the Reneilwe growing up, the relationships that you had, childhood, and where you are today. Like, take me through that journey.
Okay, my name is Reneilwe Musane, but on social media, they know me as Mosetsana Wa Botswana.
Yeah.
My great-grandmother used to call me Mosetsana. So when I started social media, I was like, okay, let me call myself Mosetsana Wa Botswana.
Yeah.
I'm originally from the dusty roads of Makgaotlwane in Northwest, from a small village. And I pride myself in being raised by a village being my mom, my aunt, my grandmother, my great-grandmother, and others. I remember at some point in my life, I went from living with my mom to living with my mom's aunt, Rakadia Mamaka,
Okay.
to living with a family friend, to living with my great-grandmother and my grandmother, and to now living with my aunt. And those moving from one house to another were a lot for me as a child. I think that's where I started losing myself. I did not have confidence at all, and that's where the people pleasing started. I was overcompensating because of Kenya ko ratiwa. I'm in this new house, so I'm gonna adjust to me so Kenya ko rata ke nene, so that I don't feel like a burden or I don't feel like ke imela batho. So I will put my foot like 10 steps ahead. And yeah, I started my primary schooling at Makgaotlwane Primary, then went to Nong Primary School, which is in Mabopane. And after that, I went to HL Setlalenda Secondary.
Shout out.
That's where I matriculated. And I was a busy child growing up, very active in school activities. I was playing netball.
Yeah.
Have netball ke teng, have basketball ke teng, school choir. I was there. I was in a school choir. I just wanted to be active more. Have top 10. I am there. Then after matric, I went to Tshwane North College to study electrical engineering. And I was kind of bored because of busy from primary to high school. So now it's tertiary. It's only school. So I was like, what more else can I do? Then I discovered YouTube. Then that's when I created a YouTube channel and I started creating content. And I think everything that is new, it's exciting.
Yeah.
Then after maybe like 7 videos, I'm used to it. It's kind of boring. But the boring phase, it's when you see, do I really like this thing, or I was just doing it because of Then I realized, I am more of myself when I'm creating content. I like myself more when I'm behind the camera. Like I am free. I can be myself more. Then that's how the content creation journey started. And fast forward, as my social media were growing, and I've always had this thing, hope planner dilo. Like I like planning and creating things. Yeah, even with family functions, I'm the one that will say, okay, Kiti mama ngawetsa deco, let's call it, or I will do it myself on the day. And I was like, okay, I like doing this thing and I like creating events. Okay, let me create a platform where I will be able to curate and plan things. Also bring people together, connect people together. And I was like, okay, MWM Creations, let's go. Then while in the process of MWM Creations, I met a beautiful woman, Chili Mama.
Yeah.
And she asked me hore ke mo thuse ka create content for her business.
yeah.
And she was like, you can make this a business yourself. And I was like, how? Avatare. Okay, you approach small businesses, you create content for them, you post for them, and they pay you. And she was like, I'm hiring you, Somar. Then she hired me. Then I went from helping her with creating content to being her social media manager.
Nice.
And while working with her, I will get calls from friends. Reneilwe, yo ke a lenyalong Saturday, a ke itse hore ka apareng. Or I'm planning a baby shower. Who can I use for the deco?
Yeah.
And she was like, you're doing that for free.
Start charging people.
Start charging people. Even under MWM Creations, under the bracket MWM Creations.
Because you're an events planner.
Yes. Then I did that. Then I think she gave me my first client. I planned a salon launch.
Oh.
Yeah. Then I was like, okay, I'm going this route here.
Amazing.
Yeah. And I did my electrical practicals at Kosimamburu prison. Yeah.
Hey, prison. Okay, tell me about that. How was the journey? Like, did you interact with the prisoners? Did you see them? How's life inside of the prison? Because we tend to say, hey, diabo wakamoli. But some of the good stories that came out of there, people are really rehabilitated. Some of the people, they see the light, they study further while they're inside, back graduate and all of that. How did you find, were you not scared?
First day, I was terrified. I think for the first week, I couldn't sleep. Nikilora orange uniform. Orange uniform. But as time went by, I started adjusting well to the environment. And also what that phase in my life taught me, it's discipline and patience.
Yeah.
Those people are so patient. I don't know if it's because of Kalebantikamo, so since I'm not patient or what.
Yeah.
But they taught me patience and they taught me discipline. Those people are disciplined. If they say 7 we are starting work, they are starting work. And also I don't know if maybe they have got so much time on their hands to study, but yeah, I drew inspiration for patience and
discipline.
Yeah.
So you were doing the practicals with the prisoners, or?
I was doing the practicals with the prisoners. And some of them are qualified electricians, so they were teaching me the work.
Amazing. So it's not all that bad. It's not that like they're always fighting on each other's throat. There are activities that are stimulating them while they're in there, so that or be closed-minded.
Yeah, and remember, Agare, when they wake up, everyone is going. It's either going to school, going to work. They are going somewhere.
It's inside there.
Yes, inside.
That's interesting. I actually never thought about it that way. I actually thought and
others go to school, others go to work, others, yeah. Yes, others go to gym. Others go, like, a better person.
Amazing. Wow. Well, big ups to you for being brave enough. I'm sure I get a lot of orange uniform and just be terrified by all of that. But I mean, I love what our government is doing essentially for people who are in there to rehabilitate them, and also allowing outsiders to come and do the practicals with people who are inside. So not to disconnect them from the real world or from the world outside. So at the end of the day, even though they might have done things that may deem them inhuman. But yeah, thank you so much for that introduction. I think I get excited as you speak, because now I'm light bulb moment, or ask her about this, ask her about that. But I think what's important for me is, how did the two combine, your artisan and then Mosetsana Wa Botswana creations? How did you marry the two? Like, how do you find balance between your passion career and something that is your professional career?
With the electrical partner, I take it as like it's work. Even when I'm from work, but with content creation, it doesn't feel like a job for me.
Yeah.
I kitso ka re ke dlala le ngwana. Like I enjoy creating content, not even only for myself, but if you call me and say, Reneilwe, I am shooting, please come and help me with content creation. I will do it freely. It's my passion. It's something that I like.
Yeah.
And to be honest, next I bila electrical engineering. Ne ke phasa ko sekolong ho le monate, but when I got to the field, I was like, this thing is not for me. Re nna ko matsatsing the whole day, o kuka di tools, o namela di step ladder. I want an office job. But as soon as I started, okay, let me do a day in a life of a freelancer electrician, I got excited. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like this thing. So I always try to make it like the other part in a fun, so that kid enjoys it and one doesn't lack or one is left out.
Yeah. So go electrical engineering. You do. Take me through that. Like, what do you do if somebody wants to become an electrical engineering? What would you say you do in a day? Like a day in the life of an electrical engineering?
Maintaining, repairing, sometimes starting electricity from scratch, like electrification. Wa wana go di RDP, maybe if banyaka motlakase, it's called electrification. We start installing electricity for them from scratch.
Yeah.
And so it depends. Today I already know what I'm going to do. It depends.
Yeah. Okay, amazing. And you're loving it?
Now, I'm loving it. Yeah. Maybe it's because of I'm also gaining knowledge and experience. So it doesn't seem like a foreign land for me. While at the field, I didn't know anything nikiti theory. Didn't know anything practical. But now because of Kiatwayela, I'm like, oh, okay, who want to change this thing? Who want to test this thing? Who want to test this thing?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay,
yeah. Amazing. Well, that field is mostly male dominated, ne? And I'm really inspired by how you have taken it. And you look very good in uniform, I must say. Like, the other day you had a video and you had, I don't know what I get again. A driller, yes, yeah. And I'm like, you look really good in uniform. I really loved looking at you, Kadibutsu, and
really,
you really looked good. Well, I'm enjoying seeing what you're curating on the socials and how you're sharing your life. It's giving us a beautiful glimpse into balancing your passion career and also a professional career. Let's get into the gist of it now. The role, let's speak about your grandmother. I know she plays a very big role in your life. What role did she help you to sort of accept Reneilwe for who she is and get out of the shell of pleasing everyone?
That it's okay to be different. My grandmother is one person that will affirm you that even if you are different, but you will find your people and your people will accept you for who you are. If they don't like you,
yeah.
And I draw inspiration from my grandmother because of what she went through. My grandmother became a is it a widow?
Yeah, a widow, yeah.
Yeah, a widow at the age of 32 with 5 kids. And I think that was a very difficult period for her life, but her story on its own inspires me and what she went through. So even if people don't like you, you will have your people that will like you and draw inspiration from your life. As much as my life is perfect, but people still love me.
Amazing. I really love the relationship you have with your grandmother. Grandmothers are very special. And
even my great-grandmother.
Yeah. No, grandmothers they really hold a very special place in our head. I don't think I've ever met somebody like their grandmother. And I think it affirms a lot of the things in our lives, though we might not have had it from maybe our siblings, our aunts, or even our parents, but our grandmothers are essentially the people who would tell us, you're doing great, I'm proud of you. And those people who would brag, my late grandmother would brag about me. That one that goes to you, Jay. That one that, that they needed to link it to some of a success story in your life so that people can know that my grandchild is doing amazing. And having looked at the journey that you've walked in rediscovering yourself and identifying that you cannot always say yes to people. How are you navigating that with the people that you've always said yes to and now you have to say no to them?
Yo, it's a difficult one. I think stepping from people pleasing to saying now I'm gonna be firm.
Yeah.
It's a shocking process, not only to me but to the people around you. Ba nahana hore o tjhentjhitse, ha o sa utlwella. It was difficult, especially when it comes to my family members, because of but wait, Reneilwe, please do this, I will do so. So it really shiftile the dynamics. Relationships are not changing, whereby like they are stepping back. Some of them are stepping back, and some of them are like, and also because of guys, now this is what's been bothering me, or this is why ke tjhentjhitse. Bona ba nahana hore ke tjhentjhitse fela, and then all of a sudden I I'm like, no. Kale, I will justify my no, like I will say no, Keneilwe, because of this and this and this. Even after saying no, I will still feel guilty. But now I'm just like, no, I won't make it, or no, I can't. And if I also I'm sorry, but yeah, I think also le bona tshentse ba adjusted to the new Reneilwe, and they must be happy. At least there's change in her life, and she's doing good. It's not like my no, it's in a malicious way whereby I'm doing dilo tse di tswileng mo tseleng, but it's for my better self.
Yeah, putting yourself first and knowing that not all spaces are for you, you know. Sometimes I think we tend to shy away from saying no to people because we want to be where they are. But sometimes some of the spaces where they are, it's not the season for you to be there. And it's sort of draining to your well-being. It's draining to who you are becoming and who God has destined you to be. So I applaud you for learning to say no without justifying her. I'm saying no because of 1, 2, 3, 4. Just saying no is enough, you know. Yeah,
especially because of nakehote kuntlung e leng hore they are very strict, and sometimes they don't even ask you, they tell you. And when you say no, it's like you're being disrespectful.
Yeah. So how are you navigating that? Like, what are some of the conversations that you've had to have with them, or some of the conversations that you have to have with yourself? Do you tend to practice before saying no? Like when they've asked you something, do you prepare yourself? How do you prepare? Like, what are some of the things that you do?
We never have conversation where I'm like, you know, I almost said the name. You know, I didn't like how you spoke with me. No. You know, it's not but I didn't like how this person made me feel. But practicing to say no, yes, I practice. Okay, I'm gonna say no, I can't but in a respectful manner. Because sometimes I don't speak, and then I bust, and it in a disrespectful manner. But we don't have a space where like I didn't like how you spoke with me, or I didn't like how you just called me what I must do this 1, 2, 3.
I think when I was in the process of like rebuilding with my mom, I've had to be very honest with her to say the reason why we are here today, from my observation, is because you've never really allowed us space to hold you accountable. It was always that you are right, we are wrong, and it ends there. Or it was always you wanted it, and it doesn't matter how that makes me feel or what I have to go through to give you what you want. And I think right now she's at a point where she's realizing that no man is an island. You know, she needs to work together with us as bana ba gagwe so that we can have a safe space. Because if she can be our safe space, then where do we run to? And I am sad that there's still families where we're not holding space for each other and safe space, not just any spaces where you are able to address the things that you are not happy with them, and they take it but we're okay with the fact that you did not like it, because at the end of the day, you're human and you have feelings. And in order for you to really grow and overcome some of the obstacles or challenges, you need to be able to say how you spoke to me I did not like it, or I did not like how you approached this certain situation. And how you're approaching it when you're curating the events, what story are you telling, and what inspires the events it will be creating, especially at Uncooked and Picnic at the Garden. I truly love Picnic at the Garden because more than it being just an event, for me it healed parts of me where I had to listen to people because I'm one person who had a bad experience with friendships, as I alluded on that day. So when you curate the events, what stories are you telling and how does that link up to your journey?
Now I've had a good relationship when it comes to friendships.
Yeah.
I wanted people to experience that also.
Yeah.
Not only with friendships, but with sisterhood and celebrating your cousins, because your cousins and your sisters are the people that you grew up with. And in most cases, because of we live in a busy world where we are always chasing careers, marriages, we often neglect those parts.
Yeah.
So I wanted to create a space where people can come together. You don't need to have friends to come to the event, but to connect with other people. Maybe you will form other bonds with other people. And because I've never had the privilege to have a relationship whereby I can sit down and say, Nene, you've hurt me, you did this one, this. I wanted to have that platform where I can learn how to do so,
Yeah.
to articulate myself, or no, I can't instead of keeping quiet. And because of, in most cases, the relationship friendship tsaka Herilwile, we never solve who fedile because of I don't know how to confront the person.
Yeah.
Or one tlhalohanya,
Yeah.
I rather ke botsa karabo re a ka rata ka mokgo nne na e rileng the friendship e fedile. So such picnics such events like Picnic at the Garden taught me hore if you really want a friendship to work, if you really want your relationship with your sister or your cousin to work, you sit down and
you talk,
unpack it.
Yeah. And that's what I like about your events. All of them, they set a tone to say, this is where we are, and ideally this is where all of us want to be. And with the conversations that we've had, they've sort of helped all of us unpack. And this is what I went through, and having to listen to another person's side of story or a vision different, it really helped me sit with myself to say, I could have done better in terms of addressing some of the things from all of my friendship breakups. And maybe I was not a good communicator because of my my childhood, how I grew up. Maybe I was too harsh in saying it and not understanding the other person's view. So I love how your events bring people together and how they sort of they kitty building blocks, like you said, kitty building blocks to because you did not grow up knowing how to address that space has created you with valuable resources or insight into how do I then bridge the gap so that next time when something happens, I can take from at Uncooked, somebody said this, or I can take from Picnic at the Garden, someone made an example, ka 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I can use it and take it with me. So tell us about the next event. I know at Uncooked and Picnic at the Garden, they've already happened. Before you tell us about Move Your Body, are we going to have another at Uncooked this year?
Maybe.
Okay, we'll leave it as maybe. We'll be on the lookout on the social media to just see what you're bringing this year, because I think we're all excited. You're building great momentum, and with every event, there's something beautiful that we take from that. Tell us about the next event that is happening in May.
Before that, let me tell you, we prepare a Picnic at the Garden. I was going through 2 friendship breakups.
Yeah.
And it was a difficult period for me because of the planner event there, which is all about the theme was celebrating friendship and sisterhood.
Yeah.
While my friendship world is falling apart. So it made me question myself and my character. Am I really a good friend? And am I really the person that I say I am on social media? Because of here I am, Kinsitse poster hore, come and celebrate friendship.
Yeah.
But my friendship world is falling apart. And I had a conversation with a sister of mine, I'm not even sure if I should continue a Picnic at the Garden and say that the theme is celebrating friendship, because of I'm going through 2 friendship breakups at the same time.
Yeah.
And she was like, she used this beautiful metaphor about a rose, saying that sometimes when the branches of a rose are dying, you need to cut the branches from the rose so that the rose can go back to its revival. It can get a chance for its revival mode.
Yeah.
And if the branches grow back, it's good. It means the soil it's fertile. But even if the branches don't grow back, it's fine. We will take the rose and plant it somewhere where it will blossom. So
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Like I really feel like friendships can be, it's tricky, man, because we come from different backgrounds. And the only thing that maybe made us friends is because probably we were studying together, same high school, we loved netball, we loved this. But at the root of it all, I think it's difficult to really address things amongst friends. Some of the friends, when you address things with them, it's like waba attack. Some of them, when you leave it, it becomes a continuous thing where they repeatedly do it and they don't even see anything wrong. And at the moment you want to address it, they're like, but I did it last year, I did it ning, and you never say anything. So it's a very tricky, friendships are very tricky. I don't want to lie.
Especially in the adulthood.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. I think also the fact that we're busy, we all have different things happening in our life in different seasons. We are fighting to make it in life. And also there's this friendship where instead of pouring into each other, some of the friendships, they're just draining. So I'm sorry that you had to go through friendship breakups while you were planning an event around friendships. But one thing about you is I know you never let situations or circumstances bring you down. If you set your mind to something, you really do it. It has to be done. It really has to be done. And big ups for holding space for Rena, adults and different people who are just trying to navigate life. So thank you for that. I was going to ask, the next event is happening in May, ne?
Yeah, the 3rd of May.
3rd of May. Tell us about that one.
It's a morning move your body. I call it morning move your body so that the first... when you wake up every morning, the first thing that you do is move your body.
Yeah.
So hence I came with the title Morning Move Your Body. And it's a hike, a 5-kilometer hike. And after the 5-kilometer hike, it's a coffee and like a 5-minute conversation, networking, connecting, and yeah.
And then what inspired that?
I like hiking, I like walking, and I like connecting with nature. And I was like, okay, let me invite people to my space. Maybe different people that didn't come to picnic at the garden would love this because of not everyone will attend all the events. I don't think all the events will speak to people the same way. So I was like, okay, let me try something for different people.
Out there instead of sitting in one place. Maybe.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful. I'm excited for that because I'm a Jimbani, so I'm looking forward to that day, go on a hike, connect with more people. I am in a season of getting to know other people outside of my circle because I feel like I've been closed off for the longest time, and for some time also I felt like there's no time for me to catch up. So I relaxed and I said, it is what it is. I don't have friends. I'll just sit and see where life takes me. But right now, I'm open to knowing people, being out there, even if it's not building friendship, but meeting somebody new and having a conversation and a connection with them. And that love for that specific day, for me, it seals the deal. If people want to know about the event, it is on social media. Ne?
Yes.
Yeah. So they can find it on a social media page, and I'll give you an opportunity to just drop your handles at the end of the conversation. But if people want to know more about it, besides it being just a hike, what are some of the benefits of that event that you are bringing that maybe I want to get into the habit of walking? Is that the rationale that you have to say you're getting people together who like same things, and maybe it can be like a meeting place for them even after your event? Are you giving people platforms to connect in that way to say, even after my event, I'm okay if you guys become friends outside of that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Even after the events, you collaborate, you become friends or business partners.
Yeah.
That's all about connecting people. It's from the desire to connect people and to see people collaborating together and building, brands.
Yeah. Amazing. And what are some of the brands that you have worked with in your journey as part of your social media? And also, additionally to that, I want you to also take us through a journey of your YouTube channel and the story behind it, the stories that you tell.
Oh, you want me to name the brands that I've worked with?
Yeah.
I've worked with Captain Loan. Bad decisions. Yeah, bad decision. I've worked with Captain Loan. I've worked with Savannah. I've worked with Guard. I've worked with
There's a dentist.
Summit Dentistry.
Yeah.
But that was not, it was like a, what do you call it? It was not like a campaign. It was, what do they call it? Is it a gift?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you decided to capture the moment of going there.
I've worked with what also?
Soaks. Have you worked with Soaks, or it was just also collaboration where you have events and they come through?
Oh, it was a sponsorship. Soaks and Chili Mama. I've worked with, I don't remember.
Yeah,
but most of them were trade exchange campaigns.
Okay. I love the work that you're doing with Chili Mama, by the way. The food, I see now you have included classes. It's no longer about using the product that she has only, but it's more like, how can I make it delicious? Snack, for example, using the ingredients I have in the home. How can I make breakfast quickly with the food that I have, and how do I incorporate the Chili Mama brand into it? So it's very beautiful. Can you tell me about that journey and how it has helped you be more creative? Because essentially it's more like a same space but different, as because Chili Mama is like food related, whereas on your side is like your storytelling. How do you combine the two?
Chili Mama is the product, and Dine with Chili Mama, it's the services.
Okay.
So together we make them to work. Cause like I was like, okay, we have a product, Chili Mama, it's selling. So how about we render service to people, which is Dine with Chili Mama. You cook for people, we sell food to people, we bring people for classes, people that wanna know more with cooking, or they wanna learn new skills with cooking, and we use simple meals that we have in the house. We don't normally go and buy like expensive things. Whatever that you have, we make something beautiful come of it, out of it.
That's amazing. And I know it's not about Chili Mama, but I want to know, is there ever going to be classes, like group classes, for some sort of team building? Because I see it going there, and I'm excited for that, because I want to take the little ones, cooking lessons for the little ones, even though they're not going to use chilies because they're not going to be able to eat the food. But I think it would be lovely to see it going there, so that we can teach the young ones about cooking and the importance of cleanliness in the food that you cook.
In May, we are hosting a kids cooking class and adult cooking class.
They get to the universe and it will happen. Okay.
Yeah, we are already on the process.
Okay, all right. We'll look into that. I'll be watching your socials, because I have a lot of nieces and nephews, and I want to get them into the habit of knowing that it's not only about the parents who's supposed to cook you the meals.
No, it's not about the gender thing.
Yes, it's not a gender role thing. Get out of that and be in the kitchen. It's okay. You're not weak if you're a man and you're in the kitchen. Okay, amazing. So, I don't know, how are we doing on time? Okay, all right. So, tell me a little more about what we can look forward to in terms of Reneilwe and coming out of the people pleasing. What else will we see in your stories? What else will we see as part of your journey?
I honestly don't have a specific answer, but because I know that I'm a go-getter and everything that I set in my mind to, I do it. I will tap into different passions that I like and interest. Funny thing, 2 years ago, I auditioned for newsreader, reporter, Setswana newsreader at Garankua FM, and I got the role. It was for 2 weeks, but I'm grateful for the opportunity. And will I want to go back and be a newsreader, Setswana newsreader? Maybe, but what I'm trying to say is that now I will do anything that I like, and I will start something new as long as I see what I like it. It makes me happy. I will 100% fully try it.
I love that for you. And tell me about your relationship with your mom, your little brother, and your church life.
My relationship with my mom now, I think we are fine. Like I get Keneilwe Maake, aga hodisa ke mama. So it was difficult for me to like connect. As much as like batho bao ba ne ke nna le bona, like they really did a good job. I am where I am now because of their teachings, and I'm grateful for the love and care they've shown me throughout the years. But nene, I feel like ngono mulomong uduma hore furu hatso a prepare ke mama hae. Yes, my mom had to go and look for a job so that she can provide for me
For you.
at the time, because I was the only child for the longest time. She did a good job. If Lynn and I was in her shoes, I was gonna go and look for a job so that I can provide for my child. But ke nahana hore that process ya hore I see her maybe once in 3 months, like it affected me badly to a point whereby like I couldn't even ke bondelene, or when I'm home and she's home, we sleep together on the same bed. I will sleep with my grandma because of she's always like it's white. And even now it's difficult for me to sleep with my mom on the same bed. When I'm home, I sleep with my grandmother because of that's who I'm close with. But I'm glad now she has created a space for me where like she'll call me and even ask me about my boyfriend or my friends, or like we are now trying to build something. And with my little brother, I try, but like Leane, I can say that I'm trying not to be hard on her because of in most time okarke mama hi, I'm always shouting at him. Where else now I can just call and say, hey, how was school? Like I'm really trying to be a better sister. I'm trying to be a better aunt for my nieces. I try not to parent, but to be more of their friend, something that I never had.
You never had,
While growing up. I was even telling my little sister, my little sister was telling me that, you know, you're always there for me, supporting me. And I was telling her, Hore, it's because I didn't get that growing up. So I'm making up space for, or that I'm trying to close that void that I've been feeling. Hore, I wish I had a sister growing up. Close. I wish I had that relationship with my aunt. Where else now I'm trying to be that aunt to my niece. I'm trying to be that sister to my little brother. And it was a must. Every Sunday we go to church. Also in kerekeng, there's a punishment. My grandmother wrote like that. And ever since, I've been a church goer, and I'm a proudly Lutheran. It's a youthy, and God has been the foundation of my life, and he does wonders in my life. It's evident in the work.
Amazing. I think a foundation here, kereke, if you have it as from earlier on in life, it really helps you to navigate a lot of the challenges na bophelo, and it also affirms man gore, and even though some of the people that you wish they could be there for you, God is still there with you, even in the most challenging times. And I remember when you were still at high school, you lost is it your aunt? Is it your sister?
It's my sister-in-law.
Your sister-in-law.
But it was not in high school. It was in 2019 in college.
2019, I remember. It was around that time. So I think I was after my sister's, it was, around that time, because I was also going through some challenges. And how is that? I know usile ngwana monyane. And that's who you're referring to, my little sister.
No, my niece.
Your niece.
My little sister, it's my aunt's last born, Reneilwe.
Okay, okay. Tell me about that journey and how it has sort of built you for being a bigger sister, or stepping into a role too quickly to sort of make sure that what you went through, another person doesn't have to go through.
Not nearly first time in my life losing someone close to me. And I think nearly first time ever since in Nana. Okay, there will be funerals, but it was like far
distant.
Not, isn't close like with this one. And to be honest, it didn't really sink horror this person is gone until maybe like a week after the burial.
Yeah.
Because yes, she was sick, but I never saw her horror. Tsamaya, Nikki okay, but in a week she will be back and then now go high. Even when my aunt sat me down, and my brother, by the way, she's my brother's wife.
Oh, okay.
She was my brother's
Your
wife.
brother's wife, yeah.
Even when my brother sat me down, and he used to be strong. Like na serious.
To that
Yes,
extent.
until on Monday after the burial, Kibula old group, and I see that her clothes are no longer here, and I was like, oh, this person is gone.
Gone for real.
And for real. What is next? But God takes and God always provides again. I'm blessed with another sister, my sister-in-law Elsie, a wonderful woman, beautiful, kind, and she has filled the void over. Like our cup are overflowing now because of
her.
And I'm just looking thinking, okay, Mudimu re tsetse, but Mudimu also have a replace. But
yeah, well, condolences still to you and the family on that loss. I know loss can never be, it's not something that you can get used to.
Yes, you learn to live with the pain, even though like there are days where you rejoice or there's new person that I love, and then like somehow she fill the void, but also you remember the memories that you created with that person. You remember how that person like and you're like, I'll never see this person again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It always gets me all the time, you know. Like today as we're recording, it's my late grandmother's birthday. And I woke up this morning and I was like, so that means I'm not going to so I must just put it out there to say happy birthday in my prayer.
Or this person like to achieve something maybe that you guys talked about.
Yes. And that's always the saddest thing. But one thing that I'm grateful for is that my grandmother lived a full life. You know, she lived to even see me get married, and that has always been her prayer, to say, I want to at least live to see you get married. Afterwards, I will be okay with Mudimu Anzi, because I would have done my job in your life. And she stayed the course, if I can put it that way. She was very graceful to stay for that long, and I'll forever miss her, forever be grateful. But yeah, it's not about me. I do hope that you grow to be the most beautiful woman. Your journey never stops here, and everything that you're pouring comes back to you 10 times, so that your cup can also be filled to the brim. Thank you for creating spaces for us girls and women and wives who are navigating life and trying to find spaces that are safe for them and that are able to allow them to identify or maybe be in areas where other like-minded people are. Thank you for making art a thing for us to enjoy as we have conversations and meals. I really hope that we get to see you on big events. We get to see you having people from all over the world. I hope that God just opens the doors and brands to work with you, because what you're doing is truly beautiful, and I aspire to be like you one day, to be brave enough to take the bull by its horn and go with it. So yeah, before we sign out, I normally give people an opportunity to leave us with a penny drop moment, and also to tell us how people can connect with them on social media. So how do people connect with you? Where are you on social media, and how do we find you?
On TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube at Mosetsana Wa Botswana _ Yeah.
On TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Mosetsana Wa Botswana _ on all social media platforms. Okay. You've had it. That's where you'll find Reneilwe Musani at TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter, Mosetsana Wa Botswana _ do give her a follow. Please interact with her on socials, share her content, and let's get her growing. Follow for more of the events that she will curate. If you have missed the 2 that she's already had, be sure to look out for the one that is coming in May. Let's go on a hike. Let's go connect. Let's go have a great cup of coffee with conversations and like-minded people. And before we sign out, please give us your penny drop moment, which are words of wisdom that you'd live by, words that have carried you and that continuously help you to navigate life.
Before that, can I give a message to someone that is suffering from people pleasing?
Yes,
Or
please.
and I just want to tell them that it's okay to have self-doubt. It doesn't mean you are weak. It is normal. You are human, and your purpose is not determined by other people's expectations, but your own passions and values. And don't be afraid to discover what makes you come alive. You are enough. You are loved, and you will be okay, man. I've come far, Linda.
Yeah.
And now today I'm a beautiful, confident woman who had to come out of a shell and prioritize her own needs and her own mental health and well-being. And my penny drop moment will be that every day show up as it's like your last day on earth.
Every day show up as if it's your last day on earth. Well, there you have it, a penny drop moment that will carry you throughout your life. Use it in boardrooms, use it in life, in family meetings, a chat, wherever. Know that you need to show up as if today it is your last day on earth. Never let circumstances define, never let what people say really close you up. As Reneilwe has said, it is okay to know that as a person who has people-pleasing tendencies or who are suffering from that, to have self-doubt, it is okay, because that's the season where you find yourself. We do hope that you break out and you learn to speak up. We hope that this episode really inspires you and help you navigate the nuances that is people-pleasing, and you find your feet and you find your voice. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for always supporting us. If you have not subscribed, please click that notification bell and subscribe to our channel. Leave us a comment, engage with us, share this episode with somebody who you think will benefit from it. We are Mindfulness Beyond the Mind podcast on all social media platforms. See you next time. Goodbye.